Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Battle Chronicle video. And today we're going to be going over the PvP / Battle Royale mode that is currently available in the beta test. I managed to find some games in the morning and I recorded some gameplay footage of it, which you guys are going to be able to see on your screens right now. I'm not playing it live. As you can see, my hands are up in the air. I'm going to play the video right now. We're going to be going over all the details I've discovered in the process of doing this Battle Royale game mode. Now, of course, if you guys go on to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Battle Chronicle content, and of course, leave your thoughts on the Battle Royale game mode down below in the comments. If you guys have seen the entire video and you want to leave your thoughts down below, feel free to do so. I'm going to reply to some of your comments down below if you have any further questions regarding it, of course, in case I missed anything. So yeah, the Battle Royale game mode. For those of you who don't know what the Battle Royale game mode is, it's an 8-man game mode. Basically, you're going to be going real time up against other players, and the way it goes about things, right? I wasn't exactly sure, to be quite honest. The first match I got into, to be honest, I was extremely confused. I had no idea what I was doing. Basically, the loading times were a little bit slow. So a disclaimer for this video, by the way, if there is any form of lag or anything, which you guys can see, there's just slight bits of lag when even defeating the non-playable characters, the the enemies, basically, right? Not the PvP enemies, but just the normal regular goblins and monsters. Basically, the reason for that is because we are connecting to Japanese servers. We're connecting with other Japanese players. I'm assuming this is some form of peer-to-peer connection, basically, right? So obviously there's going to be that little bit of lag, of course, between us in the UK and the US versus those living in Japan. There is 100% going to be some lag, but I had no idea what I was doing. I was just trying to go and attack some random monsters and try and heal up and understand exactly what is going on. Of course, you can see that there are other players. So the one thing I realized immediately, right, is that you were getting some score on the top left. If you see in the top left, there is a whole ranking border in the top left above my head. You can see that somebody's in first place with around 79 Falna, now 90 Falna. Second place is at 47. Third place is at 36, and you can see I am at 25 right now, which means I'm not in the top 3, of course, because it seems like it is dependent on how much Falna you obtain throughout the fight. And the way to obtain Falna, the first way to obtain Falna, and probably the easiest way to obtain Falna in this game mode specifically, is by defeating enemies, just defeating the monsters that spawn in. Of course, they'll have a certain amount of Falna on the top of their head. The starting mobs are usually those mini goblins, basically, who give like 4 Falna each. Then it comes into the stronger goblins who have like 9 Falna, and then they slowly scale up. And at the end of the fight, towards the end of the fight, we end up seeing a Minotaur just roaming around the battlefield and defeating people. It is an extremely strong Minotaur, and the thing is, right, all of us players are around level 30, level 40 at best. I don't think anybody is even level 40. I think everybody is just neutralized at level 30, basically. So, of course, the Minotaur is going to be extremely difficult to beat. So, most people tend to avoid that. Now, the second way to obtain Falna is by defeating other players. If you defeat other players, right? And okay, so the way I'm gonna be describing this thing, right, describing the Battle Royale and the Battle Royale system, is enemies are the mobs and the monsters. Players are your other players that you can beat, basically, the real-time players, right? So it makes it easier for you guys to understand who I'm talking about. But if you defeat the other players, you will obtain half their Falna amount. So say, for example, I die with 36 Falna. That means I will lose 18 Falna and I will keep 18 Falna. At least that's my understanding. Now, at the end of the fight, and at the end of the Battle Royale, whatever Falna you've obtained will be converted into effectively some shards that you can exchange in the event exchange shop. Now, I'll show you guys the event exchange shop later in the video. I assume I go into it in this video. I'm pretty sure I did go and check out the event exchange shop because I wanted to see what exactly the item could be used to exchange for. But overall, I would say the experience itself, right? Going into the PvP game mode and the Battle Royale game mode more so specifically, because we still don't have access to that 3v3 auto battle PvP mode that they've been talking about in their press release. We only have access to the Battle Royale game mode, which of course is obviously still very less populated because it's a closed beta test. There are only a certain amount of players, active at a time, right? So as a result, it's a little bit hard to find a full match. Like last night when I was trying to find a match, I couldn't find a single match, so I had to get up in the morning. And because of course for the Japanese it's around the evening time, afternoon time basically, right? You can find a lot more players there because of course there are more Japanese players than there are US and London players, basically UK players. As you can see, I mean, right now I would say that there's only 3 English players, me, yeah, Rakuda, and Yuki in this situation. The rest are all Japanese players, right? So yeah, the thing is, right, everybody could take 3 units each, right? You go into the battle with 3 units each. You want to take units that have a type advantage. Now, of course, if you saw the type wheel in the top right of the party menu screen, you can see that red is greater than green, green is greater than yellow, yellow is greater than purple, or something like that. One second, let's go back in time, because I actually don't remember the type wheel myself. Because the thing is, right, usually the type wheel is like Dokkan Battle's type wheel or something. I don't remember the type wheel myself. I'm actually going to check the type wheel right now on my phone because it wasn't there in the video itself, so that's fine. But effectively what I noticed was immediately was that because of the lag, it wasn't a smooth experience, right? You don't know what's happening more often than not, and as a result, if you run into a situation, you're probably gonna die and it becomes a bit of a problem. But that being said though, I quickly got adjusted with exactly what is the best tactics in here. In my personal opinion, I would suggest going for the monsters first and foremost. Try and accumulate as much Falna as you can without having to attack any of the other players. You'll also notice that other players are doing very similar things basically, because they're all going for effectively the same thing basically, and that is trying to accumulate as much Falna as possible. Now, one thing you can of course do is try and attack other players, but I've noticed that in order to make sure your HP is as high as possible and making sure that you're avoiding any sort of risk from, you know, losing half your Falna, it's best to go in with a mindset of protect your Falna as much as possible, target other monsters first and foremost, target other enemies, and then target players towards the end of the fight. You can see that there is a timer in the top of your screen, right? There's a 2-minute timer. I think most battle royales last about 3 minutes at most. Sometimes it's actually faster, because one thing that is been noted as well is that after a certain point has been reached, usually I think if somebody accumulates like around 90 to 100 Falna, the timer just dumps down really quickly because the game is about to end effectively because somebody's gotten too much Falna, right? That's something I've noticed. The matches go by really quickly. So ideally, that's something I would recommend is go for monsters and then target players with like 70 Falna, 58 Falna. I've only been able to get into the top 3, in all honesty. I got close to winning once, and then I just lost it last second. I don't know if it's this match. I'm pretty sure it's not this match, but it's, I think, the third match I did, basically. I was really close to winning, but I just lost. Another thing to note that I've realized as well when I was doing this event is you want to save your skills. So yeah, as you can see, the Minotaur is right here. Don't attack this guy. He's just going to kill you. I mean, that's just what happened to me, and I was just like, oh, well, I kind of screwed up there. The one thing I realized, by the way, is that I had 34 Falna anyways. So what I did, what I should have done here is I should have run, which I did, thankfully. But one thing I noticed as well is that if you die by the Minotaur, you don't lose any Falna. If you die by a mob, you don't lose any Falna. So that's good. Was it this match that I nearly won? I think it might have been. No, it wasn't. It was the third match that I nearly won. But yeah, the way I would suggest going, I came 4th here. Damn, that's really good. But you can see how many enemies you've killed as well. You also get points. I'm still not exactly sure how the points are accumulated, because the points will help you rank up, basically. That's the way the battle royale system is. You can see that there is a medal on the left hand side, and this is the exchange shop. So as you can see, because I accumulated in my 2 matches, I got 82 Falna, right? I went into the match basically, but let's go back to the exchange shop. I went by that too quickly, but because I accumulated 82 Falna across my 2 matches, right? Which was crazy because my first match I only got like 15 Falna. You can get 1,000 Iris per 50 shards. Now, I don't think that this is gonna be the case in the final version where you'll have like around 999 million free 1,000 Iris per match, basically, because if you get 50 Falna per match, that's basically 1,000 Iris per match, which makes a lot more sense when it comes to the gacha system, and it actually alleviates all the gacha problems, because that gacha system, right, requires you to have 60,000 Iris to reach pity once. I mean, if you win each match and get, or if you don't even win each match, let's say you get 50 Falna each match, right? let's say on average you get 50 Fulna each match, right? That's 1000 iris per match, which means you need to do 60 matches to get pity immediately. I don't think that's gonna be the case. I do not think that's gonna be the case, because that would make things way too easy and you wouldn't even have to summon anymore. I do think they're gonna probably change that. I think it's gonna be limited upon seasons, because right now, as you can see on the top of your screen, right next to the CBT title, right under the iris count on the top, there is a sort of like season basically. So it goes from the 24th of March to the 2nd of April, right? So I think what's gonna happen is that they'll give a certain amount of iris per season. Probably, I would say maybe it would make sense to give out like 10,000 iris per season. I would say, give or take 10 to 15,000 iris per season. I think that would be fantastic in my personal opinion. Especially because it'll incentivize people to play the Battle Royale game mode as well. And it's kind of fun in all honesty. I did have fun, even though I didn't get top one, I should say. I didn't win the matches. I still had a lot of fun, you know, being able to, you know, see how it works and see how the gameplay is. Now, one thing I couldn't tell, right, and this is something that I wish I could actually discover more, but I couldn't actually test it because nobody has enough skill books or something, is seeing how much dupes make a difference, right? Because of course in yesterday's video where we talked about summons and stuff like that, I spoke about the importance of skill level, right? And how much of a difference it might make in Battle Royale. But because we're in like the early levels of the game and we don't have access to all the resources in the world, we're unable to actually test out how well, you know, these resources will be, how important skill levels and the dupes will be. Of course, we know that levels will be important, but levels is very easy to obtain. All you need to do is farm a lot. Whereas for skill levels, you actually need to summon, which is a lot more difficult, especially, right, considering all things said and done. I jumped back to the end. All right, let's go to this. Is this my third match? I think this is the third match, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check. No, this is not the third match. Let's go forward. Yeah, okay, let's go to the third match and let's talk over this. So right now you can see I'm just targeting all the mobs right now. I'm just taking advantage of defeating as many mobs as possible. Now, one thing to note, right, you want to take a good set of units, I would say. Right now, I would say the best set of units you want to take into Battle Royale is probably take a DPS unit, a tank unit, and a healer for sure. You want to take a healer, of course, to be able to heal the entire team if possible and when possible, because when you're being hit by other enemies, it's going to be really difficult. That's why you're seeing a lot of people running like Cassandra or Mikoto. A lot of people are also running Gareth, and this is something I didn't try out in my morning test. It's something that I tried out towards the end of my test, but that was off screen basically. And yeah, it's very, very important to take a unit like Gareth who's capable of providing a load of supportability by providing a shield and stuff like that. And especially when you're going up against other players, it's going to be very, very important. Not to mention the fact that he can also interrupt and stun other players as well. Cassandra, as you can see, is not a great DPS option, unfortunately. So as you can see there, I got a great hit there. Because I saved my skill there, we got a amazing hit there. So yeah, this is the reason why I suggest saving your skills when going up against players. When you're facing off against normal enemies or normal mobs, I would say use your normal attack. But when you're going up against other players, take advantage. Just go for it. So this is the reason why I went up to third right now. I wasn't doing so well. I don't know why I was attacking the zero Fulna player, because it wasn't really gonna work, to be quite honest. Right now, of course, you can see that I have Ize's ultimate as well right here. I tried going for it, and the thing is, right, because a lot of the players move around a lot, it's very, very tricky to attack players. And I tried going for this guy right here because he's got 100 and something like Fulna. He's got a ridiculous amount of Fulna, but I just didn't have the HP on any of my DPS units, so I had to just kind of backtrack and move out of the way so that I could take my 50 Fulna and run away. But yeah, as you can see, the reason why it went into a timer, even though that there is a 1 minute timer on the top, there is a timer right here, is because a lot of players have reached the 100 mark. Once you reach a 100 mark, the timer begins basically. So you have to keep that in mind basically. So yeah, I finished this match, didn't get too high. I got 50 Fulna still for this match, which was really, really solid, but still nothing too crazy there, to be quite honest. Nothing too crazy there. So I went into another match. I think this might have been the match that went really well for me. Let's skip ahead and see. So yeah, I'm at 50 Fulna right now. I'm in third place right now. Very, very good score. And the next part was really sad for me personally, because I got so close to winning, but it just failed miserably. I just lost terribly when I went into it, I think, because you can see I'm at 109, but I just didn't give myself enough space. I just got hit by everybody. I lost half my Falna, and Divine went up to 118, which was a real shame, man. It was a real shame. I also died once again, so I lost even more Falna, and it was a mess, man. It was a mess. I got so close to winning that match, but my incompetence led to a huge problem there. It led to huge problems there, unfortunately. So we move on ahead. I want to see if we ever show the rankings, because that's something that I want to share with you guys, is how the rankings work. And I don't know if I showed it in this video. So let me see if I actually show it, or I didn't show it. No, I didn't show it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect my phone right now, and I'm gonna show you the rankings, because of course I wasn't able to do that in previous videos, purely because, well, we couldn't actually connect to the servers, right? And well, we could connect to the servers, but it was just a black screen for 90% of the game, to be quite honest. So I'm gonna show you guys the ranking and everything. We're gonna share that screen right now. I'm gonna pause this video, and let me pull up my Elgato. Let me close this, and okay, there we go. So if we go into the PvP mode right now, and we go over to this, right? So you can see that this is obviously the rankings. So we move away from that, we click on this, and we go over to here. Okay, that's perfect. So if you're in bronze rank right now, you will get only these skill books if you get into 50 to 99, and then 100 to 199. And then of course, if you get into the silver rank, you get 3000 if you're in 400 to 549. If you are in gold, you get 6000 iris, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 6000 iris if you're 850 to 1000. You will get also the rest of the rewards, if I'm not mistaken, as well. If you're in gold 1, you will get the rest of the rewards as well for that gold rank. You won't do that for silver, right? So it's not like if you get silver 1, it's if you get gold 1, sorry, you won't get the silver rewards as well. At least that's my understanding. I could be wrong, but that's, I think, the way it works. So depending on what rank you're in, that's the iris count you will get. At least that's my understanding. I could be wrong, but that's the way it is. And then at platinum, it's 9000 iris, and so on and so forth. So in all honesty, the rewards are pretty decent. I would say that most players will probably be in the silver rank, maybe gold. But platinum is, I think, where the top players, the duped out players, the people with the higher skill levels will be most likely. Now, of course, I'm on only bronze 3 because I was losing too many matches. I was trying to get to grips with a lot of different things. I was testing out a lot of different things. But yeah, definitely I would say that I think the best way to go about this game mode is running running units like Gareth, Cassandra, and a DPS unit primarily. That's the way you'll want to run in this game mode. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Battle Royale game mode. Hopefully you guys got a better understanding of what it exactly is based on the video and just seeing what's happening. Basically, it's very fast paced. I thought it was going to be much longer. One of the things I thought that was going to happen as well is that the map was going to be a lot more blown out, but it's pretty much just a square, and you're just going up against each other in like an arena, basically a mini arena. I think they could have probably done better with the surrounding environment, to be quite honest. It would have been amazing if it was like the actual like sort of like stadium or an arena like how it is in Monsterphilia, to be quite honest. I think that would have added a better touch than having it just in a field, in all honesty. But it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.